Hello there folks, RJB here. We're gonna return and continue with more Gensay against Byul. Gensay on the Protoss, Byul on the Terran, for all of the remaining games in this best of 41. They've decided to just stick to their very best races for the remainder of this entire set. I'm not sure if this is too loud or not. Let's just test it on one lower. Not quite sure, to be honest. Maybe... I'm just always fighting against the sound settings in the game. I hope these are gonna be perfect. And if they're not, we will find out at the end of the video. When I listen back to the recording and upload it to YouTube. That's when we'll find out if the sound settings are okay. Byul here on the blue Terran, 9 o'clock spawn location, middle left of the map, and on the middle right we've got Gensay on the white Protoss, both players on their main races, on their very best races, and the score so far is 12 wins for Gensay and 14 for Byul. Gensay has won 3 in a row. He is making a glorious comeback since they switched over to Protoss against Terran. Before that, Protoss was not having much success against Terran at all. Okay, I missed the supply depot here on the bottom corner. I was thinking like, is Byul making a mistake going double barracks before supply depot? But nope, he is doing everything perfectly fine. But what I've really been liking about Byul's playstyle in these games where he's been Terran, he's been going for factory build order and barrack build order, kind of alternatingly. A couple games with the barracks, a couple games with the factory. And I think that's been delivering some quite diverse gameplay from Byul's part. And Gensay, I don't have to say a whole lot more about his diversity, because this guy's been doing literally a different build order in every single Protoss game. This guy's been trying to use every single strategy he's ever thought of over the entire career he's had on Fastest Map. And he's been trying to just use every single one of them. I think he's used the same strategy maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times as Protoss, but most of his games have been different. Most of his Protoss strategies have been unique, something I've not seen before, something you will probably never see again, because that's Gensay. He improvises build orders on the spot, and they work most of the time. Byul here though, oh, I like it. Oh, wow. Wow. He locked that zealot up between the barracks. That's the first time I've ever seen a player do exactly that. That was really good stuff. That was really good micro. But Byul's having some trouble spending his minerals, but at least he is winning the micro fight. He's now finally spending his minerals, getting refineries, academies, more supply depots. Gensay went for a very fast cyber core. He's got 1 gas there. Already mining. He's getting Singularity Charge, aka Dragoon range, ready to start striking with that Dragoon attack on Byul. But Byul saw the backside of Gensay's base, so he knows that Dragoons are going to be on the way, so already building a bunker, and with his academy, he's most likely going to go for Marine range before Stim upgrade. Gensay is going to try to reduce the amount of Marines here, but the Marines are getting microed really well. He's still killing a lot of them there though. But as the Marines... Is Gensay gonna... Wow! Something must have gone wrong with either Byul's micro, or Gensay's zealot control must have been amazing, but he almost killed that entire Marine army. And I thought Byul would lose way less than he did, but somehow Gensay killed most of those Marines. And now Dragoons are already on the way, coming across the map with range they are soon to be upgraded for both the Dragoons and the Marines. One settler on the backside still alive, cancels that supply depot there in the front. Now this game is gonna get hot. This game is gonna get hot. Dragoons keep coming across the map, going for 5 gateways and a robo already. And he's gonna keep on producing Marines, sending them across the map to keep up the pressure, and then maybe fly in with a shuttle Reaver here to break the front or go for the SCVs in the back. We've got a factory on the way there for Gensay, for Byul. No engineering bay yet. Luckily for Byul, Gensay is not going for Dark Templars. If he was going for Dark Templars in this game, he would probably win the game pretty quick. Although there's the engineering bay, so I am definitely wrong. And the consistent pressure on the front side, there's no SCVs to repair the bunkers. Byul buying some time by losing some Marines intentionally to make sure that the Dragoons don't hit the bunkers and kill the bunkers, but the bunkers do go down here. Although now 4 SCVs there repairing the bunker. I do think those 4 SCVs should be enough to keep the bunker alive until Siege Tank arrives. Maybe it won't be enough. He's pulled more. He kind of needs 1 SCV per 1 Dragoon to repair the bunker without it dying. If you have 1 SCV too little, too few, I think that's the correct one. If you have 1 SCV too few, the bunker will over time slowly die and it will be gone. And then it becomes really hard to defend against this Dragoon, Zealot, and soon Shuttle Reaver army from Gensay. Still has a lot of SCVs in the front. Do note those SCVs are not mining. Byul is losing a lot of money defending this choke. Oh yeah, that bunker goes down. That did cost him all of his Zealots, and now the Marines are on the pushback. Stim is almost finished up. He's got medics in between. Looks like Byul is winning this specific fight, but now that the Dragoons have split up over the middle, get a better arc and surround on the Marines. The Dragoons have a pretty good chance now, but Stim is finished up there for the Marines. Now Byul is pushing him back to his own base, going all the way across the map. Reaver is in production there at home for Gensay. Gensay is... It's hard to call this one, but the medics are running out of energy sooner or later, and that is when the Dragoons are going to completely crap all over the Marines. But Byul has pushed Gensay back to his own base. Byul knows his limits. Byul knows his limits. He had to buy time to build new bunkers and allow time for siege mode to finish up in order to not die. So he pushed Gensay back all the way across the map to allow for a new choke to be built with range on the bunkers, range on the Marines, and siege tank finished up with the siege mode already done. Siege up and repel those Dragoons once and for all, and away they go. Away they go. But that was a very intense little battle there with a lot of really good micro from both players. Very aggressive from both players. Both players knowing the limits. Actual push and pull back and forth. But the Shuttle Reaver there on the bottom side already coming in. There's no turrets here on the bottom row. No, he's got some Marines in between ready to intercept because he knows the shuttle is coming in. Turrets are building. He pulls Marines to the front, but immediately pulls back as he notices the Reaver shuttle there on the backside. Kills a lot of Marines there with the Scarab. Frontal attack didn't have much success. Tried to distract at the front to allow for the shuttle to fly in over the backside. I'm going to load once again. Going to kill those Marines there with his Scarab. He kills only 2. 3 stay alive. For Shuttle Reaver, both on very low HP. Well, actually, the Reaver is completely fine. The shuttle is not fine. But Byul has survived those relentless attacks from Gensay so far. The front now looks somewhat fortified with those tanks in place to keep it all alive, to keep the Dragoons away. Now he can afford to put more Marines back at home here on the minerals to protect those SCVs from shuttle drops. He's got turrets on the sides under construction being thrown down. 1 more barrack there in construction as well, number 4. And factory number 2 there. Also getting some starports on the top side. 1 starport, 1 science facility. Byul for once is actually going into full on defensive mode. He is not cutting any corners because he knows he has to defend really hard. He lost a lot of income, having to use 7 SCVs in the front to repair the bunkers, losing a couple SCVs in that process, having to pull more SCVs to the front. It's just a very costly process, and Gensay should be in a small lead over Byul at the moment. Their worker counts might look the same. Gensay might have triple Nexus here back at home, but he's got the edge over Byul. Goes in with the shuttle. Shuttle has healed most of its shield. Shuttle arrives right next to the SCVs. Reaver's unloading. SCV's not running away. Maybe a little bit too late, but the Scarab's not exploding. Scarab's not exploding. Oh, 1 more Scarab there. Oh, that one hits. Gets 4 kills, but that's a lucky break there for Byul. Not losing too many SCVs. Losing 4 is completely fine. He could have lost 30 of them if those Scarabs had just managed to connect. But the way Scarabs work, and this is a really annoying but also interesting and important thing to know, a Scarab has to physically connect with its target. If there is something blocking the Scarab from actually connecting with its target, the Scarab will not kill anything. It'll just kind of dance back and forth in the air until it just explodes by itself without doing damage. So that's an important thing to know, and these players sometimes do abuse how Scarabs work to their advantage. If you can stop a Scarab from exploding and killing your SCVs, and you know how to do it without making a mistake, do use it. It's an amazing little tactic, amazing little trick. And a lot of those micro tricks can really make a difference in maximizing a situation to your benefit. Shuttles coming over the bottom side. There are bunkers and turrets in between. Siege tanks also sieged up there, ready to kill whatever unloads from these shuttles. Let's click on the shuttles and fly and follow them all the way to the SCVs here back at home. Templars unloading, Templars storming, Templars hitting. Templars, did he get it really? The SCVs, the Templars are dying too quick, but he did kill almost everything. Did kill almost everything there. And yeah, down from about 58 down to 18. The triple storm combination did the trick. I might have messed up the camera work there a little bit, so my apologies for that one. I definitely messed up the camera work there. Sometimes you're just trying to do too many things as a cameraman and a caster at the same time. It's why at professional events, they have a special designated cameraman doing all the camera work, and the casters don't have to even touch a mouse or the keyboard, they just stand and talk. And I definitely can see that being beneficial to the overall quality of a cast, because I just completely screwed up the camera work. Now, something I really like about Gensay is when he's playing a little bit more standard, like in this game, although that rush, not entirely standard, but by Gensay standards, it is standard. And he's just very fast at building his base, very fast at producing, very fast at progressing his technology to his desired levels. And then using it all with very effective attacks. Now coming in over the front side there, gonna break through the choke, starts unloading behind the choke there. Templars are unloading in a carpet unload. There's a lot of Templars there to kill Marines that are trying to defend. Marines not allowed to come even close to this choke, because if they do, they will get stormed to smithereens, stormed to Kingdom Come, and the Zealots are breaking through the frontal door. The door is gone. Dragoons are just, a little bit behind because they are the ones doing the heavy lifting, but the Zealot there marching themselves into the Marines. One more storm there coming forward. Templar gets sniped by the siege tanks. Marines are on the bottom side completely obliterated. Gensay now pushing over the bottom side of Byul's base, getting closer to the tanks. The tanks are his goal. If he can kill the tanks, he wins the game. And getting on top of the tanks can be a little bit difficult with this Sin City. This building placement from Byul is making those tanks in the back very difficult to hit. Only he can kill this tank here below the command center, he can destroy this entire southern section of Byul's base. But for now, Gensay just wants to focus on producing units, because all he has to do is just make units, send them into Byul's base, kill Byul's units, and Byul will shrink in size. He will lose structures, lose units, and not be able to produce those same units he just lost faster than Gensay can. And that's all that matters for Gensay right now. Gensay just has to keep on producing, keep on sending, and he wins the game. It would take an absolute miracle, a miracle greater than baby Jesus getting resurrected in 2022 for Byul to win this game. It would take something even bigger than that. And it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But more tanks going down, only has 2 of them left alive. He's got tanks in production, but only 3 tanks spawning while losing more than 3. Drop there comes in, storms the remaining SUVs to death, and that is gonna be the GG from Byul there. Gensay evens up the score, -1 win, because now he's on 13 wins against Byul's 14. Really, really brutal game there from both players. Byul was defending fine for a while, but then got triple stormed on the SCVs, lost them all, and from that point onwards, against a player like Gensay, you can no longer make a comeback. The advantage for Gensay was simply too great to deal with, too great to handle. Gensay was too big to fail at that point. Too big to fail. So now we're going for win number 14 for Gensay, or win number 16 for Byul, which in total makes this game number 30. 29, I'm sorry. It makes this game number 29, not game number 30. Okay. Let's see what both players are up to. Both players are on the pink and magenta, so let's switch over to red versus blue, the classical color scheme. Red versus blue, Gensay on the Protoss, Byul on the blue Terran. So let's play a little bit of a game. What is Gensay gonna do? Should I make a prediction? Or should I just wait and watch? He's got a pylon right now, and based on that one single pylon, he's got a wide variety of options to go for. I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's predict something. Gensay is gonna go for Nexus first. And if I'm wrong, I'll be damned. And I'm right. Ooh, I'm right. He's gonna go for Nexus first. Yeah, there's Nexus. For a moment I was scared there. For a moment I felt like maybe he might not. Yes, he is going for Nexus first. Byul sticking to the bio build orders, going for barrack, supply, barrack, barrack. And then of course another supply. And that should allow him to maybe even try to rush Gensay, going for a Nexus first. Gensay got the Forester already on the way. Pylon in the front there being thrown down. I was going to scout to the right or to the left. He goes to the left, wrong direction. Byul goes the exact same direction. Byul goes for the middle spawn first, because the middle spawn is closest. It's the least traveling the least traveling distance for an SCV to follow, or for a Marine to walk to attack. A double cannon there on the way in the front. Marine there is gonna get distracted by the probe, and the probe successfully buys the cannons in the front some time. The cannon should comfortably and healthily finish up. Marine is going to ignore the... Is he going to ignore? No, he's not going to ignore the cannons. He's going to attack the cannons and try to do some damage to make it weaker for later in the game, but that is only if he can get beyond the shield. And he does not get beyond the shield, and the shield is regenerating slowly. It's going to take a while before that cannon is back at full shield HP. Well, Cybercore on the way, double cast finished up there for Gensay, putting 6 SCVs, no, wait, probes, 6 probes to work. Going for a triple gateway. Usually, of course, that means he's going to go for Dragoon range. He's expecting... Gensay is expecting Byul to try and break through the choke. Pulling a pylon there on the side, or proxy gateway maybe? I'm not entirely sure what this pylon is going to do, but at least he has now the option to proxy some gateways. Checks the front, runs away. Byul going for 1 command center and academy. Now do note, if he went for 2 more command centers in the situation, I would say Byul is not going to try to break that frontal door here. That's not going to try to break those cannons. But the fact he's going for academy and keeps producing Marines, I'm going to make a call here and say that he is, in fact, going to try to break through those cannons. And Gensay is going to try to counter-attack him, because he's making Dragoons. And he's going to send those Dragoons in for the counter-attack when the Marines and medics start attacking the cannons in the front. He's getting a Citadel of a Dune, no Robo, so Dark Templars might happen. Maybe he's going to go for a Zealot speed switch after the Dragoons. Honestly, those are the only 2 real options when he starts a Citadel of a Dune without a robotics. Either Zealots with speed or High Templars. I mean, Dark Templars. High Templars also an option, but not that commonly seen this early into a game. We've got no medic. Okay, the medics are on the way. Factory almost finished up, getting engineering bay as well. For those turrets, getting a scan as well. Dragoons are ready to go. He's not going to wait for Byul to attack. He's going to be the one attacking him instead. And I don't think that is going to have amazing results here, because now he does kill most of the Marines. The Dragoons do stay alive. The Marines now retreating back home. He's got medics there ready to go. Doesn't have Marine range yet, but does have Stim. Now pushing the Dragoons back into Gensay's base. Gensay still feeling aggressive, still feeling funky, still feels like he can win this exchange, and he definitely can. Byul has a bunker there in the front though, and Marine range on the way, level 1 attack also on the way, and so is Siege Mode, and the Siege Tank is also in production. Double Robo now coming down there on the bottom corner for Gensay. This game so far is looking... okay, this is looking really bad. This is looking really bad for Byul. He doesn't have enough SCVs in the front. They're coming to the front, but the bunkers, I feel, are both going to die at the same time before the SCVs arrive for the repair. Byul is actually in real trouble. Gensay's little switch around of doing a choke into Dragoon build order is really messing Byul up really badly. Byul has some Marines, some bunkers, but only 3 Marines in the bunkers and 1 tank, and he just walks right in, ignores the bunkers, goes to the top corner there, and now Byul is in serious danger because we've got Reaver on the way in Gensay's base, and now he's already in the backside of Byul's base, hitting Byul extraordinarily hard. Here in the backside, he's got Marines, he's got a tank that's sieging up pretty far away, he's got another tank in the front, which he's currently ignoring. The Dragoons are doing some really big damage. Gensay already on 50 pros against 34 SCVs. Tank relocating to the bottom side to siege those tanks to death, but more Zealots now coming into the front door where the bunkers are not really doing a lot of damage, and they're distracting the tanks away from the Dragoons. The Dragoons have moved further into the bottom corner, now killing supply depots and supply blocking Byul. Byul can no longer build units. Anything he loses at this point is gone forever. The Dragoons are... this is really good stuff here from Gensay. He is damaging Byul for as long as he possibly can by continuously finding himself a good position to put those Dragoons in. Even if those Dragoons are 100% going to die, he still pulls them into the corner to make sure only the Marines can damage the Dragoon. A lot of micro going on, a lot of really good decision making as well. Now still only 1 bunker has units inside. He ignores the bunkers, goes straight for the bottom corner there to support that Reaver shuttle with the Zealots. Double tank shot there. Double Reaver shot there on the tank. Tank goes down. Marines are trying to snipe the shuttle out of the air, but he's not going to do that because the Marines are on it, getting chased by Zealots. Stars and Lord of the Reavers there ready to shoot on the SCVs. SCVs both do go down. Only 28 left alive. A couple of them do escape. Zealot Reaver here inside of Byul's base. Byul is getting demolished, getting destroyed, and Gensay finally finds himself in an even score position with 14 wins against Byul's 14 wins. Byul has been taking a beating. A very one-sided beating over the past 5 or 6 games. Gensay's Protoss is all of a sudden on fire. Absolute fire. Absolute madness. It's as if Gensay leveled up during the first, let's say, 20 games. And he's now playing at full potential. He's reached his climax. Sorry, I just didn't know another word to use, but... I didn't know another word to use. It just sounded really stupid. Wow, I can't even... It sounded so stupid, so cringe that I can't even find the words anymore, but... Okay. Game number 30 for win number 29. Both players on 14 wins and 14 losses. Gensay here on the 3 o'clock spawn location on the Protoss, the teal Protoss, and the red Terran here on the other side of the map. It is Byul once again on the red Terran. In the first 4 games of this best of 41, Byul's Terran looked almost unbeatable. Protoss looked weak. Then we had another 4 games with Protoss against Terran, and Terran again looked unbeatable, and Protoss looked weak. But these past 5 games, Protoss has been dominating Byul's Terran. Gensay has been dominating Byul's Terran. Now Byul here, instead of going for triple barrack opening is going to go for a command center first. And we have Gensay going for a double gateway into pylon into choke. He's going to go for the most standard middle spawn Protoss build order. That is my prediction. He's going to go for a double gateway nexus, 2 zealots, and then gas. Now, of course, he needs a cyber core and a forge as well to progress into the next step of his technology. But that is for sure what he's going to do, and all he has to do now is find Byul fast and start hitting Byul with the zealots right in the face, right in the economy, right where it counts. Generally speaking, these very high-level Terran players are usually fine when they do command center before they make the barracks. Usually they are fine, even though they will have less marines. Most of the time, the double gateway rush that is part of this build order that Gensay is doing doesn't really hurt them too much. Most of the time, the micro is so extremely precise and good that the zealots just cannot do enough damage. But that is not even the point. That is not even the point of Gensay's build order. The zealots are not meant to do damage. Doing damage is a nice little takeaway, but the goal is to make sure marines are not gonna kill the cannons here in the front. It is all to buy time while also trying to just harass and annoy the Terran. Buying time or advanced technology without taking any risks. So now we're going to see some micro on display there from Byul, and yes, the micro is pretty damn good once again. Gensay ignores the marines and goes for some SCVs, but then turns around and goes for the SCVs after all, and this, marines after all, and this is some good control from Gensay. Gensay there with some really good control. More zealots are on the way, coming in. Byul decided against building a bunker. He's relying purely on his micro. He wants to get as much done defending with the least possible amount of marines. But so far, Gensay's micro is really good. This is gonna be closer than I thought it would be. I was talking about insane Korean marine micro with these professional Terran players, but Gensay is juggling and microing 3 zealots in 3 somewhat separate locations inside of Byul's base and making Byul pay for the command center first. Byul has had to use 7 SCVs to help him survive against that zealot pressure. And that really says something about how successful Gensay was with using his zealots in killing marines and hurting Byul. You can already see a difference in their workers. They both make their... actually, Byul made his +1 command center earlier than Gensay made his nexus. But look at the worker difference. Even though the command center finished before the nexus for Gensay, Gensay has more workers. 8 more workers. Almost 9. That means that Byul just effectively lost 8 SCVs in total by getting attacked and getting toyed with for those first 3 or 4 minutes. Now though, Byul is going to try to do a catch-up run. He has to catch up on Gensay. Gensay will stay in the lead, but Gensay went for a very heavy economy build order. Very heavy economy build order, which does mean his aggression is going to be a little bit reduced for his very first shuttle attack. Like, that extra nexus, the 3rd nexus, it costs him a lot of minerals to 1, build it, and 2, to produce probes with it. And it's not going to be until like 7 or 8 minutes that he's going to reap the benefits of this extra nexus, providing him with more money. It's going to be at about 7 to 8 minutes. Before then, he will have a reduced ability to really attack. And Byul is on the counter-attack here. Byul realized, he scanned and saw that there might not be a whole lot of cannons in the front. He probably saw the triple nexus in the back. He probably knows he has a small little time window to try and punch Gensay back in the gut. It's a lot of Zealots there, though. I don't think this is going to work. That might be too many Zealots. Maybe going to try to run those fire bats in. But Byul might be making a mistake here. The Zealots are in hold position. The cannons are doing most of the work. Medics are keeping those fire bats and marines alive. Fire bat there is destroying the cannons. One cannon still alive. Medics have no energy left. And another cannon finishes up just in time. The push attempt from Byul was closer than I thought. Closer than I thought, but doesn't break through. He does get Gensay to build 3 more cannons. But he did lose 12 marines, 2 fire bats. Did not lose the medics. I think they all stayed alive. Got 5 barracks here back at home. Not going for the starport defense with raids. He's instead going to rely on marines with stim. There's a lot of marine production with the 5 barracks. But can he rebuild all the marines he just lost in time before the Reaver shuttle arrives? And actually, I'm going to have to make a correction here. Gensay, because he was getting attacked by the Marines, he first built 2 observers instead of a shuttle. And then didn't build a shuttle, but made 2 Reavers. So Gensay slowed down his own first shuttle attack even more than before. And I think that is going to help Byul. I think that is definitely going to help Byul out. Because we have a 72 probes already for Gensay. And 42 SUVs for Byul. I think if Gensay was more aggressive at this point, he could really use that worker advantage to get himself an insane lead over Byul. But he's using that bigger economy he has right now to instead build himself a bigger base and progress his technology really fast and get control over the map. A shuttle there with double Reaver coming in, finds himself a perfect path, unloads for some reason, doesn't go for the SCVs, kills a lot of Marines. Now he's going to go for the SCVs there. Marines are coming in from the right, Marines coming in from the south. Tanks have sieged up. Reaver unloads the second Reaver inside, but the second Reaver also gets taken down way too fast. And that drop does not kill any SCVs, killed only a couple of Marines. But I think that is purely because he felt the need to unload the Reaver shuttle on top of a tank to kill some Marines instead of just going straight for the SCVs instead. He gave Byul the opportunity to actually siege up and pull tanks and Marines to his SCVs instead of not being able to, which he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been able to respond fast enough. There's one observer there inside of Byul's base, giving Gensay a lot of information actually on what Byul is doing. And he sees Byul does not have a third command center yet. Does see that Byul has a lot of defense here on the backside, not a lot on the front side. He has a second observer in the front, so he's information on both sides of Byul's base. And that is a pretty big advantage for Gensay, who's now in 78 probes. He stopped producing probes. He's mining from 8 assimilators. He might go for... He's just going to go for a very big Reaver shuttle High Templar Zealot drops. And this one is, I believe, going to be an attack on the front door. Because, as I said before, there's not a lot there on the floor that can defend and keep this choke alive. And there's... The choke isn't even walled off. There's a small little opening. And now, Gensay unloading behind the wall. Marines getting shot to death by massive Reaver Scarab shots. Even, oh, beautiful, massive kill counts on those Reavers. The Zealots are breaking through. Reavers can't really get through that small little opening. So the tanks in the back finish them off. One more Scarab there lands on some Marines. And Byul pretty much lost his entire army, except the tanks in the back, to that attack. The attack did a lot of work, but the supply depots in the front are more or less still alive. There's still that small little opening there in the front. Byul pulling some SCVs to the front to start building a new wall. And Gensay, at the same time, is going to start finishing up his base, getting more Stargates for more Corsairs. So maybe going to go for carriers, although I don't see the fleet beacon yet. And he's getting a lot of Reavers for a big shuttle Reaver drop. But first, we're going to have this smaller drop come in over the bottom left. Going straight for the SCVs. Unload, starts storming. Is a triple storm. Byul dodges most of the storms, but still loses, I think, about... I'd say 20 or maybe 25 SCVs. So still a pretty big hit. It slows down Byul by a couple of minutes. He has to recover. He does have triple command center, a little bit less income. He can no longer produce and build as much as he would want to, which means Gensay with his really massive probe worker lead is gonna snowball even further ahead of Byul, but never write Byul out of the game. Starts unloading on the top corner. There's only one tank and a couple of marines there to defend, and now gonna take down those supply depots. Gonna go for the armories first. Let's stop those upgrades. Let's kill those turrets. Tanks on the front have moved to the top side there to take down the Reavers, but the Reavers are doing a lot of damage. Both supply depots, the 3 supply depots, 2 armories, Zealots on top of the tanks on the bottom side. One of the tanks might survive. Now the Reaver gonna try to kill the SCVs, flies in, but unloads on the wrong side of the comset station. Even if that Reaver stuck at the comset had fired a Scarab, it would have been stuck behind the comset. Now another shuttle drop there comes in. 1 shuttle gets taken down, 2 shuttles got taken down, 3 shuttles are arriving on the scene. Starts unloading. The Reavers are right next to the SCVs. Stem storms and oh, he kills every single SCV. Byul makes his first really big mistake. Or maybe Gensay is just playing way too good. This is really, really insanely good Protoss play. Byul, luckily, is not supply blocked, so he can start rebuilding SCVs. He can start rebuilding a couple of units as well. He is on about 100 supply, of which 80 supply is tanks and marines. He's got level 2 attack upgrade there on the marines. Gensay has level 101 there on the gateway units, and level 1 armor on the air, mostly to help those shuttles fly in. He still only has 1 cyber core. He's got a fleet beacon going for carriers, but might need a 2nd cyber core to get double air upgrades at the same time. Gonna unload there on the front with this, well, pretty good shuttle drop. The wall has been sealed off this time around, so the Zealots have to kill supply depots first. Zealots on top of the tanks, storms on top of the tanks and the marines. Yeah, this is doing some real work. Oh, marines quickly getting into the bunkers because there's Templars behind the bunker wall. But he can't storm. No energy or something just going wrong, but the Templar is not storming. And he hit him again. He hit him again with a drop while that was happening. Oh, it's the same drop, but unloaded units here. Didn't unload all of his units and then went straight for the SCVs in the back while the fight was happening here. Gensay has some really insane setups and drops going on here. Gensay is actually... Gensay has not played this good in the first 20 games. He didn't play this good, but the past 6 games, he really has been showing off what he's actually made of. He's showing everyone that even though Byul was winning most of the games in the first 20 games, Gensay didn't want to just let that happen. Didn't just want to let that slide. He had to prove himself that yes, he is in fact an absolute monster and arguably one of the very best. Well, actually, without a doubt, one of the very best, fastest players of all time. And he's proving it in this best of 41. He's having a renaissance in the second half of this best of 41. Once again, massive storms on the Marines. The Marines trying to dodge the storms, but a lot of them do still go down. He's waiting for... He's got the fleet beacon and interceptor capacity finished up, but he's going for more Corsairs, not going for the... Oh, there they are. He starts bowling the carriers. The carriers are on the way. He's getting disruption web as well. It's going to help him out. Now getting every single air and ground upgrade all at the same time. Throwing down a couple more Stargates. And here he comes in over the bottom right of Byul's base, ready to hit those minerals once again. Marines trying to sneak through those buildings. Reavers are unloading. Templars are unloading. Starts storming and shooting on everything. Except, okay, there's a storm on the SCVs. Kills 4 of them. So Byul handles that one really well, but he's once again back to 38. And the supply is still low. Also lost a supply depot. And He's killing those cannons on the side. I do think Gensay might start constructing a shield battery proxy base here on the side to repair those cannon shields whenever he goes in for the attack, loses the shields, and then goes right back in with recovered shields. Another drop here over the bottom left. Drops happening non-stop. Changes direction, flies around the Marines. Marines can't kill this. SCVs have to run away. Zealots on the scene. Are there Templars inside? I don't know. It's only Zealots. He just wants to kill units. No Templars here on the scene at all. All Zealots killing units, being annoying, forcing Byul to pull those SCVs off the minerals and lose money. While mass gateways being built on the middle. Gensay really is playing at a deadly pace. Hard to keep up. Even for a player like Byul, it is almost impossible to keep up with this game pace. This is like 4, 5, 8. And Gensay is the one doing it. Oh, storms on the SCVs, kills 8. Gonna kill some SCVs on the minerals, on the gas as well. And yeah, Byul's still only on 2 gas, and he's 17.5 minutes in. He's non-stop losing SCVs to Gensay's abuse. This is pure abuse. How is Byul gonna survive this one? Because I don't know if he can survive this one. This looks almost insurmountable. Shuttle. Ooh, that slight little adjustment on the shuttles allows him to unload and not lose a single shuttle before. Oh no, all the SCVs do go down. Absolutely brutal storm. Covered every single escape path that Byul had, but it wasn't enough. Every single escape path is the storm zone. And 14 SCVs left alive. Byul knows it's probably over after he throws down a scan on Gensay's base. Probably saw this, maybe saw everything everywhere, and he knew the game was over. Byul is taking an absolute beating. We were on 9 wins for Gensay and 14 wins for Byul, and now Gensay has won 6 games in a row. He's been knocking Byul around from corner to corner of the ring, and Byul does not seem to have a proper answer. Byul does not seem to have a proper answer to this insane amount of coordination and aggression from Gensay with his, this time around, standard build order. And as you saw, his standard Protoss build order is insanely strong. I wish he'd been doing this standard Protoss against Terran right from the start, instead of all the tricky gimmickry that he'd been trying in the first 15 or so games. Gensay is serious. He's going all out. He has to restore his honor, and I think those 6 wins in a row, he's done an amazing job of establishing that yes, his honor has been regained. Also, I gotta switch over to scene, which I forgot to do. Thank God I did not completely forget, because that would have been a disaster. It would have been a disaster. Imagine being 43 minutes into a video and making a mistake like that. I've had it happen before, and I'm not gonna let it happen again. Not again. So what are these 2 players up to? Gensay arguably going for double Nexus again. When Gensay goes for standard build orders, you know he's serious. You know he's serious. Going for a Nexus into, I believe, a Forge. Might go for something else, but usually it is Nexus Forge. You don't really want to take a risk of not having a Forge and cannons in your choke against Byul, who's going for triple barrack off of an 8 supply barrack build order. Barrack supply depot, barrack. You can call it the BSBB. The BSBB. Yeah, I like the sound of that. He's doing the BSBB build order. It's bullshit, baby. The BSBB. Bullshit, baby. That's what I'm gonna call this build order. The bullshit, baby. Is a Terran build order for early Marine SCV bunker attack. Or at least having the option of doing that. Double probes coming there from Gensay, cannon on the way there in the front. No way in hell is Byul gonna find that cannon in time. So Gensay should be fine. Getting a double gateway. Double gateway 1 assimilator. Gensay is back to doing crazy strategies. Not entirely sure what kind of crazy strategy he's gonna do. Well, double gateway 1 gas. Usually that means trouble. And it means trouble for either Byul or trouble for Gensay. Got the probe there in the corner. He's gonna build cannons in the corner. He is gonna build cannons in the corner. This is gonna be the craziest thing that Gensay has been doing, or Gensay has done, in all of these 42 games. He's gonna try to sneak cannons into Byul's corner. This is crazy. Thus, the SCV... Oh my god, he can't see it. He cannot see... Oh, this is perfect. This is actually perfect. Gonna be in for a rude awakening. Oh, Oh! Gensay might have shown his cards a little bit too soon. He's getting a bunker now. Marines are moving in. Cannons are finishing up, though. Cannons are finished up. Got cannons in Byul's base. Oh, Byul's in danger. Well, relative danger. He's got the bunker. The bunker should help him defend against the cannons. There's no zealot support. Gensay is sinking a lot of money into these cannons. We don't have a factory being built yet for Byul. Byul is convinced he can keep his base alive with marine range. He's got a factory coming in now, though. Academy also on the way. He's going to lose the supply depots on the side. And he's going to lose the bunker here on the side unless he starts repairing it right about now. Is he in time? I don't know. He's got 3 cannons firing all over the place, and more cannons are warping in. Finds a good little spot to kill the cannon on the top side there, though. So while this is happening, let's very quickly look at Gensay's base. Double gateway, Citadel of a Dune, and a Templar's archive. Dark Templars are going to be coming in the very near future. And it's going to be very fast Dark Templars. Actually, he's building a gateway inside of Byul's base to try and build a Dark Templar right here on the spot to not have to walk all the way across the map, but that might not work out. The bunker also staying alive there with the help of a repair from SCVs. Dark Templars are on the way. Dark Templars are on the way. This might be a very fast game where Gensay does one of the craziest things. It's very cheesy and dirty, but if you allow this to happen as a Terran, you deserve to lose the game. Unless, of course, you make some miraculous comeback where you still survive this kind of attack. But I've got a very bad feeling about this because we have the engineering base almost finished up. We have a scan, so that our Templars might not finish him off, but that our Templars might annoy him enough. Oh no, the bunker goes down. That is very bad news. Dark Templars Dark Templars are coming in. Byul might not be aware of these Dark Templars. Has no turrets he does not know. He is completely in the dark, and all the Dark Templars are bringing more darkness here back to the bottom side of Byul's base. And Dark Templars keep coming from across the map. Cannons are pushing forward as well. He's got tank under attack. He's trying to build turrets. He has a scan, but he just used the scan, so he doesn't have energy for the scan. And the tank trying to stay alive, but it's getting blocked by all kinds of things, and it goes down. Another tank is on the way. Siege mode is finished up, but now he has no tank to siege up. And Gensay is going to use this moment where there's no siege tank inside of Byul's base to push those cannons forward even more, killing as many Marines as he can. And more Dark Templars are coming here on the scene, trying to kill the turret as well. Oh, Byul. Byul. You just got ass blasted right into space, and Gensay is going to the moon, because I think this is pretty much a victory guaranteed. GG comes out, Byul calls GG. That is another loss, very quick, and win number 7 in a row for Gensay against Byul. Byul is starting to lose it. Either he lost steam playing so many games in a row, or Gensay has just found his momentum, found the zone, and is now playing out of his mind. Let's do one more replay. If it is not too long, see if it's like a moderately long replay. Yeah, let's do this one. It's not too short, not too long. But this one should be a good one. And is Gensay gonna win again? We have 7 wins in a row. Okay, guys? 7 wins in a row. Okay. They're once again right next to each other. Gensay on the white Protoss. Byul on the green Terran. These past couple of games, they have been intense, and they've most certainly been a showcase of Gensay's skill level. We don't often see a person beating Byul up 7 games in a row. I don't think I've actually ever seen Byul lose 7 Terran against Protoss games in a row like this. Gensay has been playing insanely good. Going for a Dragoon build order, I assume, because it's gas and a pylon before a gateway. And I know this build order, I do it myself quite often because Dragoons are fun. You get a pylon on 8 supply, and you get a gas on 8 supply. And then a gateway. Then you get 2 more gateways, and a Cybercore and a pylon right after that one. And then, when the Cybercore finishes up, you should have 450 minerals and 300 gas, roughly. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It kind of depends on some RNG factors, but that is usually where you end up. And then you can build Dragoon range and 3 Dragoons at the same time. And by the time your Dragoons finish, you will once again have 375 minerals and 150 gas to make 3 more Dragoons. This really is a fun build order, and it looks like it is gonna work, because Gensay is facing Byul, who's doing a mech build order. And unless Byul scouts Gensay right here, right now, and gets the information he needs, and that Gensay is doing Dragoons, Byul will not be able to adapt his build order accordingly. Because if you do double factory against triple gateway Cybercore Dragoon build order, you need to do a couple of very specific things as the Terran. And I do think that Byul is now setting those moves into motion. He's getting a bunker in the front. He's making more Marines. He's going for double machine shop, because vultures are terrible against Dragoons. Using 1 Marine and SCV to attack the probes and harass Gensay, to try and disrupt Gensay's build order just a tiny little bit. And he's succeeding at doing so by having to use a couple of probes to defend and having to use a Dragoon to finish off that Marine and the SCV. He's buying himself some time to make sure the bunker is finished and there's Marines inside, and that not all 3 Dragoons arrive at the same time here to start hitting that bunker. But it looks like Gensay has not yet found where Byul is, which also gives Byul a little bit more time. He sees the bunker there with the Marine passing, with the probe passing by. Machine shops are finished up there for Byul, going for siege tank and double for siege moat and double siege tank. Exactly what he needs. He now also needs SCVs in the front to repair the bunker. Now do note that tanks do outrange Dragoons, but there's only 3 or 4 Marines inside the bunker, so okay, there's 4 Marines inside. Gensay being over aggressive here, he has to take down the tanks but he's losing all of his Dragoons at the same time as well. And one Dragoon is bugging out, but he kills the Dragoon, kills the tanks, and keeps 3 Dragoons alive. Whether that was worth it, I don't know. He's going to try to kill some SCVs in the back before new tanks arrive and spawn. Tanks spawn though, another tank's going to finish off the Dragoons. Dragoons are microing backwards, going to try to do as much damage as he can. He's got 2 more gateways on the way. Dragoons are safe here on the side. Tanks do show up. Going to keep on microing. Got robotics finished up there for Gensay. Next is on the way. Byul fends off the attack quite well. Lost 2 tanks, lost an SCV and a marine, and I think he lost 3 SCVs here on the back. Not bad for the situation he was in. He had to adapt very quick, and he adapted exactly as he should. And the fact that Gensay just lost 6 Dragoons now allows Byul to go for a counter-attack, because those tanks are pretty damn strong against Dragoons. They outrange Dragoons, they have more HP than Dragoons, and they have more damage than Dragoons. Plus you can siege them up. Now Gensay is using his shield battery. I've never seen anyone use a shield battery like this on fastest map. He's keeping those Dragoons alive. The siege tanks with vultures are in the base, and this might be a Byul win, because I have very bad feelings about this for Gensay. Although he's making forward progress. Mines are being placed some micro away from the mines, killing the vultures, killing the mines. Tanks in the back still firing, strolling forward. Got factory number 3 finished up, and number 4 on the way. Oh, this is the kind of game I like the most. Super intense micro, and both players just going at it as hard as they possibly can. Both players pushing each other to their actual physical, mental, and psychological limits. Like, they are playing right from the start as if they can already kill their opponent. They're looking for weaknesses, and if there's no weakness to be found, they will create one. Sometimes it backfires, sometimes it... Oh, it backfired for Byul here. Got the Reaver shuttle there in the base, flying around, wrecking phase. There's nothing that can shoot this shuttle Reaver out of the air. This is gonna be a difficult task to overcome. Byul has to siege up his tanks, split up from each other, and try to kill the Reaver as it unloads. There's a turret there in the back though. Shuttle is slow, shuttle takes some real damage, but stays alive. It unloads, it shoots on a tank. SV goes down. Gonna try again. Kills the tank. Reaver has taken no damage yet. Gensay's Reaver shuttle micro is really nice to see. Reaver takes its first shot, shoots on the tank. I think Reaver needs one more shot. He's keeping it inside the shuttle. Gonna fly towards the SCVs, gonna see if he can kill them. He's not trying. He's just scaring him for now, because he's waiting for something else. 2 Zealots are gonna clear mines in the front. Reaver unloads, gonna start killing things outside of the tank range. Tanks have to relocate. 2 Zealots walking through the front because there's no Marines in the bunker in the front. He lost those Marines earlier. He is... Oh, this one Reaver shuttle is completely screwing Byul over. Byul has to keep units here in the back. He has to make an armory to make Goliaths. This is really, really difficult stuff for Byul to deal with. He finds himself in a really difficult position, and Gensay once again does it. He makes it work. Large army here coming in. Reaver here in the front, shooting on the SCVs, well, on the vultures and the tanks, pushing forward, marching forward, breaking through this offensive army that Byul just sent out to attack with. Reaver shuttle unloads. Byul calls GG. And do note, he unloaded the Reaver and picked it back up before the mines exploded. And yeah, Gensay, 8 wins in a row. Absolutely insane performance over these past 8 games. Byul, who is known for having a really strong Terran, so strong that Protoss no longer looks overpowered in most games where Byul plays against a Protoss, but this game, Gensay made Protoss look overpowered yet again. He made Protoss look overpowered yet again. This is such insanely precise, smart, good Protoss play. I don't think many players can replicate this level of Protoss play. Anyway, that's it for today. Was Gensay against Byul, part number 7. And Gensay went from 9 wins all the way to 17. Byul still on 14. And we still have a couple of games left to go. I think now in total we have 31 combined wins, 1 draw, which means we have 10 more games to go to make this a best of 41. Who is going to be the first player to reach that magical 21 wins and win this best of set? Is it going to be Byul or is it going to be Gensay? It can still go either way, as Gensay is 4 games away and Byul is 7 games away from a victory. Thank you for watching. It's RJB, and I see you next time. Have a good day.